This time is going to be the one, right? um, so I'm taking a different approach with this video, and that's okay. That happens. And I decided, you know, I have I had filmed this video earlier, and I kind of touched on how you could create the project, but didn't really go into it because I was mainly focused on how you would update your already existing project, right? So that was definitely cart before the horse. So since I was having those issues anyway, we're just going to start over. So what we have is a brand new, freshly created Chat GPT project. Now, let's talk about what a project is in Chat GPT, okay? A project is like a folder where you store collections of chats or threads, we like to call them. The threads are contextually aware of each other, and that means that they can ask questions of each other, across the chat lines, if that makes any sense. Like I could ask a question about something that's going on in another chat within the same project. Further, you can store files that all of the chats within your project have access to. So that's more contextualization. So again, we are going to just start from scratch and avoid the corruption kind of we were dealing with. And it's better to kind of do it from scratch anyway, so that you can see how you would start this yourself. So the very first thing we're going to do is say, hello, GPT. We are starting a new Epic 7 account and would like to use you use this project, right? Project, as a management and planning / decision making tool. For the purposes of this project, project, you are an expert Epic 7 player and avid enthusiast. You will make decisions based on being a free-to-play focused player with the option to smartly spend money occasionally. Our goals will be will be to push RTA and end game PvE. We're gonna do it all, folks. So what constraints do we want to put on it, or understandings do we want it to have? This project will focus on a workbook with multiple sheets inside of it that track metadata around our account. Please recommend some sheets we should start with. Let's take a minimalistic, that's not even close to a word, minimalistic approach to the initial build so that we don't try to build Rome in a day. We will focus on our immediate vision with a plan to expand as needed. Please state your understanding of this and provide any what am I looking for? Any other please state your understanding any other avenues we should be exploring within the context of this project as relates to account advancement. Well, that sounds nice and fancy, and that's not even close to a word right there. Advancement. Okay. So let's see what it gives us. So let's just look at what it's thinking we should be tracking. Overview, characters, minimal look at the character data, what our progression overall is looking like, what our build priorities are, summoning plans, and decisions to make. And where we can expand, right? We don't want to go overboard yet, so we're going to save those types of more advanced ones, excuse me, for later. So these are ways that we can use it once it's all put in place, and those are all pretty good avenues. Right, and that's exactly the order we're going to do. We're going to do our roster update first. We got to seed it. That's where we started at earlier. And we're going to do it with those 6 sheets. I like it. Use your best judgment and create a template. Well, no, we'll just say a shell of the spreadsheet with columns you feel should be used. Provide a download link for me to review. Excuse me. So, you're gonna have to, I guess, ask yourself if you want to kind of go through this effort, right? Like me personally, I find this kind of stuff fun, and I'm happy to spend a Saturday morning sitting down with my iPad watching Dragon Ball Z and updating my metadata, right? And it has provided me with like tons of value over the past, month or so I've been doing this. One thing I really enjoy about it is I've learned a lot about the game. Like I learned how to evaluate gear, how to build comps, different strategies for play styles, all through discourse with this interface, right? So that's something you can look forward to if you use it in the way that I'm going to try and instruct you all to do. But just being able to ask it any question I can think of about my data is such a powerful tool. Like I really love it in Guild War, for example. I'll be like, all right, I'm about to go up against these two teams. What are my best comps against them, right? For example. All right, so made the show. That's looking good. Man, that's pretty. That's pretty. Look at that. Good job, GPT. We like you sometimes. Okay, so I'm not going to put too much. I'm not too concerned about, the final product right now. Like I'm really doing this as an instructional type video, right? I'm going to use what I create, and if I find that there are some modifications I need to make to it, I'm going to make a video about doing that. But the initial look at it seems just fine. So I guess we'll open it up. So like what I was trying to avoid was sharing some personal info. If we just do temp E7 account manager B1 shell, that's fine. So let's let it save it. Well, let's just go to files then. Nope. See, this is what I don't like doing this, like streaming, because you never know what's going to actually pop up. What did name it again? E7 underscore account. Underscore. There you go. That's what we wanted. So that was the other sheet we didn't look at. So, okay, good deal. Now, if we go back to the project, how do we get back to the project? Right here. And go to our file sources, we're going to go and add that file, A7 account management shell, but let's rename it. I guess I can't rename it from here, huh? That's fine. It doesn't matter, because that's not what we're actually going to call it. What we are going to do is this. This thread will be a mapping for shorthand names to files we store in the sources section of this project. Currently, E7 account manager V1 shell is master. Be referred to as master. And that's the only file we have in there right now. Okay. Later on, we're going to add a instructions file that gives it some custom like tuning type instructions, but that's better done on my computer. Right now I'm doing this from my iPad. So we have our initial empty shell in there. So now we're going to go back to our project and we're going to say using, okay, so we are actually, yeah, let's just do it the manual way. Yeah, we are going to seed our master file with pictures of our roster. I'm going to give you a sample picture. You tell me what you can glean from it, and we will build an output format for us to proceed with input interfacing. How's that sound? Okay, so let us give, oh, it's thinking. It's thinking, y'all. Appreciate anyone who's out there spending their Sunday morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is where you're at with me, being a dork, stumbling through this. I just love geeking out on this kind of crap. Like I said, we're going to build a repeatable process for this. We're going to build a custom skill for it. Oh, that's funny. It's thinking ahead because it already knows from the roster sheet. That's fine. It has all the columns we need, so looks good to me. Great. And you know what? I've been doing this. I've done this a few times this morning, and I've been doing it in a very controlled, one picture at a time manner. But we're just gonna unleash the full power of this battle station and do all 4 pictures at once and rip it and grip it and see what happens, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is the roster update. Please provide tabular preview of the spreadsheet update. Keep in mind the following things I'm going to tell you for the 50th time today. Tell you in regards to processing. Yeah. So LRK V4Sing equals processing if you're following along at home. So when evaluating stars, sometimes the ending stars will bleed into the photo of the photo of the character on on the tile. This can cause confusion when detecting awakened versus non-awakened and or getting an accurate star count. So yeah, if unsure, let me know. So then we want to say, provide the output with or sorted by character name. What else do we want? Yeah, provide a summary of how many rows and changes were made. Good luck and Godspeed. Let's freaking do this. Provide a downloadable link once done. Once done. All right, it's gonna do its thing. Let's let it crunch. So what's the over-under on whether it's gonna get done or not, huh? Correctly. So while it's crunching, let's go look real quick. Right. See what we are going to expect to see on the updates. Let's go see what it's doing. So, example of some use I've gotten out of this system with this alt account, I was able to build a wyvern hunt team in like 15 minutes, just by asking it a couple of questions, and got a repeatable auto form hunt team, so that worked out nicely. And like I said, or if I haven't said, once we get the data in there, we'll start asking it some questions and getting some of that information, or making some of those decisions. I think the first thing we'll do is try and update my wyvern team, because the wyvern team that I built with it was on a much less populated version of the account. So I could probably build a much more effective wyvern team now, and that's what we're going to try and do. We'll even see if we can push hell. I don't know if it's too early or not. Right now it's just doing hard. It's not like a maxed account or anything, right? Like, I'm growing this account with this process, so it's going to be a slowly grown account as we take the time to go through exercises like this and, kind of show you how you could do what we're trying to do. Helps when you don't have to record the same video 3 times. Cropping and resizing card rows. Excuse me. Let's go. Well, a stupid connection. Come on. Hey. Oh well. I'll take some leaves. Some leaf sisses. Okay, so yeah, 94 is how many I expected. There is the initial look at the data. So it flagged a few for review. But all in all, it looks like it did a good job. So what we're going to do is approve it, and then we're going to do a one-pass overview, and I'll show you how you can, a one-pass review and verification, and I'll show you how you can do that in a fairly quickly manner. Wait, Did it actually do the, hold on. No, it didn't, okay. So we're going to let it do this, and that's actually going to be the extent of this particular video, because what we're doing is getting the update in. We've gotten the update in. Since I have to switch devices, I'm going to roll right into verification and how to get some usage out of the data, but it's going to be a separate video. So once this is finished crunching and does the update, we'll do a quick spot check, make sure it looks good, and then I'm going to stop the stream, take a quick bio break, and then upload, switch to my computer, and we'll do the verification on there and start making some value-driven decisions. And we'll do some testing on that Wyvern team, try and build a Golem team, and see, maybe do some hauls. We got Abyss, we got PvP. I mean, the sky's the limit, you know. And I see I misspelled the word scratch in the title. Nice. Scratka. Okay, so workbook created. And look at that, they're on there. They're on there, and that looks so much better than what we were getting earlier. So we were dealing with file corruption earlier. That can happen. That's, again, a reason to keep backups of your data, right? So, like, I could have rolled back to an earlier version of that spreadsheet, but I figured, you know, I needed to record a video on how to set this up anyway, so why not? Let's just start over from scratch. And we're going to do all of this together. So that's exactly what we did. I hope you enjoyed this process. This has been Jason with E7 Forge. I'll see you shortly on the flip side as we do the verification and get some value out of this process. Thank you.